Alright, this should be quick and easy. I don't know if you can see that, but 100% divided by 50 equals 2%. So, that's the percentage of blame everyone will get. Hansi Flick will get 2% of the blame. Thiago Alcantara will get 2% of the blame. I wish we had him. Kimmich will get 2% of the blame. You get the point. I calculated that there's an approximate 50 amount of Bayern staff, that includes the coaching staff, the board members, that are at the game in a stadium in any given event. So 50 is the number, 100% is the amount of blame, and you divide that by 50 people and 2%. Bayern's board should learn a lesson. I don't know why Karl-Heinz Rummenigge is coming out and saying, wow, I hope this game is just a joke. And Bayern, seriously, this guy's saying, let me use my German accent, Zassim and the coach and the coaching staff will now have to show that what happened was an accident. That's what he's pretty much saying. And I don't get it. This is the same guy that bought Bonasa. I love Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, but that's a little bit hypocritical. You bought Bonasa for us. You're the reason we have no competency at right back. You bought Choupo-Moting to replace Lewandowski, and I agree with Lothar Matthäus, because Bayern Munich, there's such a big Tony Stark indifference whenever Lewandowski gets taken off. Seriously, here is Robert Lewandowski's level. You know, he's on that pedestal. And here's Choupo-Moting's level. Do you see that? Do you see the difference? That's Choupo-Moting. That's him. That's his level. There is such a big level in difference. So we can't rotate, which pretty much ends up with us playing the exact same players. And then you think about our wingers. Two of them are out of form. Sané scoring, doing his thing. That's how you get back into form. But his dribbling, his touch, his control, I don't know what happened to Sané, but he needs to get that back. And he will in due time. Gnabry's also out of form, but he's slowly looking more lively as the games persist. So at least we're starting to see some progress there. And then you see Douglas Costa, no offense to him. But he's never that guy to trust. And I'm so happy that he has not picked up an injury while being here, because he usually does. He's out for 2 months every 1 month. How that's possible, I don't know. My head works like that. But I'm glad he's not getting injured. But at the very least, I'm glad. Well, I don't know. There's nothing to be really happy about with any of the signings we made. And that's why I'm blaming the board for some of this. Hansi Flick came into the season, and people, including some of you, not me, because I had a little bit more awareness than that, not to tout my own ego, but I did. I told people that all the signings we made were panic signings. What that means is that something had to happen for us to realize, oh crap, we got to do something. You hit a button, and you get Bonasa. I wouldn't say Marc Roca was a panic signing, because we were never really thinking about needing him. But we bought him nonetheless, and he's not playing, and I hope he can get back into form, and I really want people to see the ability that I saw in him a year or two ago when we were actually linked to him in around January and December. And I was making videos on him. If you go search the oldest video on this channel, which there are other private videos, but that just happens to be the one I kept up, is about Marc Roca. I hope he can get back into form. But at the same time, it's irritating that he had about 13 weeks here. This guy came in last minute. I bet you if we signed these players in June, July, we had 4 months of a transfer window. Now, granted, we were in the Champions League, but we bought Sané back in July. At least Sané got a couple of weeks to get to know his teammates, find a home. I'm hearing that Roca just now found an apartment. First of all, he's making millions. Apartments? What? What kind of millions are you making? Rupees? He's making millions in rupees, man. What kind of currency is that? Nah. So he can only afford an apartment? That sucks. That sucks. So, my original point here is that Roca needs time to get back into himself. Choupo-Moting, I'm sure if we signed him before all this crazy stuff happened, we could have potentially used him more, but I guess PSG was still playing. But we could have bought a better striker. We could have loaned a better striker. We could loan someone like Jovic. I don't know. At least he'd have some ability or some sort of excitement and an exciting factor about him. But Choupo-Moting is just a time waster for me. He wastes my time whenever I watch him. I'd rather be watching Zirkzee. So it's really disappointing that he's saying that. But the blame, in my opinion, goes to the whole club. Hansi Flick, why do you persist in playing a high line? I know for a fact Alaba will play against Freiburg, because for some reason Flick will come to the conclusion that it was because we didn't have Alaba that we conceded 2 goals in the game. But I will say this. No, every one of our best defensive performances this season have come without the man David Alaba in our defense. That proves to me that we defend and play better without Alaba. That's a fact. Okay, we played against Lokomotiv Moscow and kept our first clean sheet in weeks before that game. And ever since Alaba came back into the team, worse after worse after worse after worse. It just kept getting worse, our defense. And then we played against Bayer Leverkusen, and Alaba managed to find his way into the midfield, even though he didn't deserve to be. But we defended so well. Lucas Hernandez, Niklas Süle at the back with Boateng and Davies. We defended very compact and well. They rarely created open chances like every team seems to do against us now. So we defended very well without Alaba. And 2 days ago, some people might come to that conclusion that, hey, we need Alaba to defend better. To you, I say, hell no. It's like saying, George, Niklas Süle isn't playing well, let's bring on Boateng. There's a reason Boateng got taken off at halftime at one of those games, because he was crap. Boateng is inconsistent. You don't solve one problem by simply just saying, well, all we have to do is just play the other guy. No, you have to look at the whole issue. I think our high line is too stupid. I don't know why we do it. I get it. We want to play a certain way, and it's our philosophy, but it's too stubborn. We need to play a few yards back. Just a few yards. A few yards. Think of it like your players are playing 3 games almost every week, maybe twice a week. 3 days there's a game, 3 days there's a game. You barely get any rest time. Your muscles are typically recovering and you're having to press and run forward and bombard the opposition with pressure. That's not necessarily good for your fitness. So you end up tired as the game wears on, which explains why we're so tired, which explains why we don't start the games well, because we're focused on let's run higher. No. Sometimes just park that bus and relax. Let's look at what Leipzig do. Leipzig don't press anymore this season like they used to. They try and keep the ball more. They just relax and they score less goals, but they also concede far less goals. That's how we need to approach this season. I don't care how well we think we need to have this, but I'd rather have some defensive solidarity than constantly scoring 2 and then conceding 2 on the other end. Please stop. So our defensive high line, whatever we want to call it, needs to stop through us pressing less. Because I get it, we need to press. We're like a grandma sitting on that couch pressing buttons on the TV. Honey, come get me my TV. No. We need to just drop back and let the opposition come at us just for a little bit. And then defend well in those spells. Because most of the times in the games, we would have scored 2 goals or we'd be 3-2 up. And then lapse of concentration because of all that energy you expelled into scoring 3 and then conceding 2. All of a sudden, it normalizes the facet of conceding goals. So let's stop the high line. And to our players, it makes no sense to get an offside goal going your way, and then you're 2-1 up, or was it 2-0 at some point? Yeah, you're 2-0 up, just relax. You did this against Mönchengladbach. Just relax. No need to push forward too much. As a player, you just need to know, wow, this is a tough game. We have a game in 3 days. Let's just set up the shop and relax. Instead, what do our players do? They keep bombarding forward. We're not that team right now. We can't be that team because of the schedule. It's impossible for us to just be relentless and score 4 goals a game. Sometimes we're going to win 1-0, sometimes 2-1, sometimes 3-1. It's not going to be 5-0. It's not going to be the smashings that we saw last season. Last season, we had a different piece of energy. We had something to play for. We had to prove our old manager wrong, that we were some finished team. We had to prove a lot of people wrong, which is why we need to realize that you can just sit back. When your 2 goes up, relax. That's it. I am so irritated. Every time we look like, wow, we're comfortable in the game, our players just bombard forward and leave space behind. We're 2-0 up. Why are you bombing forward? Just relax. Our back 4, Davies, maybe just stay back. Pavard, you're always staying back, so you're pretty useless in that criticism. But just stay back, relax. Our center backs, just focus on defending first. Leave the passing to Kimmich. You know what? Punish Kimmich with all the passing. Make Kimmich do all the crazy passes. I would. But please, relax. Stop constantly, losing the ball with long passes. That's another problem we have. We keep passing long and losing the ball. I think I'm about irritated with talking about this loss because I've been thinking about this, and I don't like making videos like this, but yeah, everyone's to blame. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia, and peace.